Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Najwa Safia Aman from Farabi. I hope everybody's having a good morning. Good to
Telinga?
meet
Telinga?
everybody here on this fine
Esok?
morning.
Telinga.
Um, today, I, today I will be talking about the book that I've recently read, and the title in which is called Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It is a very interesting and well portrayed masterpiece that was so well written. It enchant and would enchant and detail you whilst you reading the book. Um, it it's followed by a turbulent relationship between Elizabeth Bennet and the daughter of a countryman, William Darcy, which is an artistic landowner. They must first overcome the titular sins of pride and prejudice in order to fall in love and marry. What I really like about this book is how they're so intricately portrayed without the whole in with the whole novel. Um, uh, in which Mrs. Bennet has five daughters and a big problem. None of them are married, and according to old England days, a woman cannot inherit his father's riches if they does not have a male heir, in which I believe is very very wrong for the old days. Um, with that said, with that said, um, there isn't much fortune to go around, and thanks to the quirk of an English property law, they'll be kicked out of their house if Mr. Bennet dies without a male inherit, which is so-called their wife's husband,
Oh, yeah, which
in which oh, in which comes Mr. Darcy and Mr. Bingley, the two rich heirs of the two rich heirs of um,
which
the two rich heirs
which men have
uh, which are the sons of both Lady Charlotte, which actually has claim over their land, which is Mr. Bennet's land and house. If they were not to marry before Mr. Bennet dies, all of the inheritance will not even a single penny, will inherit to their daughters. And in this case, Mr. Bennet has five daughters, and which all isn't yet married. In that in that particular order, Mr. Bingley might be easygoing and pleasant, but his sisters are really catty snobs and controlling his friend Mr. Darcy. Isn't about and it and isn't about to let Mr. Bingley marry beneath him. When they all meet up in a local ball, Mr. Darcy lets everyone around him know how boring he is to find the whole thing, including his new best friend and second protagonist, Bennet's daughter Elizabeth, or Lizzie for short. It's clear to everyone that Mr. Bingley has fallen in love with Jane, but Jane keeps her feelings down low against the evidence of Lizzie's good friend, Charlotte Lucas, in which pride in the title really portrays a lot in the whole story. And also, in that time, Mr. Collins, as Mr. Bennet's close male relative, Mr. Collins will inherit the estate of Mr. Bennet's death if one of their children decide to marry him, which I believe it's really, which I believe it's really, really improper since they're cousins. Oh my! But the thing that I really like about how they portray Mr. Darcy is really respectful and really hard to find in literature since most male authors do not do such. In detail, another important detail that when Elizabeth rejected his marriage proposal and basically told him that she hated him, he didn't continue fighting for her, but he didn't insist nor try again. He came back once to leave his letter, and while it was to explain some of his actions that were so to warn her about Wickenham, a fellow gentleman that Elizabeth met during the ball and was first portrayed as a true kind young man, but in reality he's a compulsive liar and actually lied about his past fights with Mr. Darcy about his father's wealth. After he backed off, he learned from his mistakes and tried to do better as a person and as a man. He didn't save Lydia, which is Elizabeth's younger sister, from marriage because it was a kind gesture in saying, "I'm doing this for her because I love her," and he did it because he did so. He truly did love her and didn't want to see her family get ruined because Lydia decided to run off with Mr. Wickingham, the cruel, compulsive liar, which only married Lydia for her inheritance and Mr. Bennet's money, which I think is truly repulsive. And only then he tried to pursue her again, not after his actions, but after he heard what she said to his aunt, which made him hope that she might have changed her mind. And when he said, "One word from you will silence me forever," I truly believed him because in a way he really didn't expect Elizabeth to return his affections and feelings, and also he respected a woman's feelings and anatomy, which is a bit rare, you might say, in English literature. I really like the way the author Jane Austen portrayed how Mr. Mr. Darcy actually respected Elizabeth as a woman and not see her as such objects just to be married off. Because Elizabeth, from other women, she's a really bold and witty young woman. Sometimes I really relate to her. In a ways of she's not she's not like other women trying to find marriage just for inheritance and money, but she truly is trying to find the meaning of love and what is behind the marriage in the whole plot of the book. And also, Pride and Prejudice also was adapted to a movie which I truly did enjoy. The cinematography and the way it was shot was truly, a, truly a masterpiece, if you might ask me. And all all in all, I really think Pride and Prejudice should be more exposed in school and standard curriculum because of what they teach and how to respect one's boundaries, even though your pride and family name would be dreaded upon. Um, I've learned a lot from this book, especially when you should put aside your arrogance and biases towards one another to truly understand the meaning and also
I'm
why.
sorry. I'm sorry, Sophia. Can you turn on your turn on your camera so we can snap a picture?
Okay.
All right, thank you. You can go on with your book review.
Mm-hmm.
Just look into the camera. Okay, thank you.
I like how the burning pride and hatred that later on proceeds to melt into love and also understanding in the slow burn story truly remarks me, and it really teaches me a lot of how we should put aside one differences and opinions upon other people to see the true meaning behind their actions, like how Mr. Darcy tried to explain and put aside his biases towards people that are under him or less wealthy than him to protect Elizabeth from marrying her sister off to a wicked man, which is Mr. Wickingham. And with that, I truly think this should be more exposed to standard school curriculum because of what it had taught me, and I hope it will teach also many people truly in our generation on how to put our own beliefs aside and also listen and partake in other people's opinion and not be so arrogant and put up with our own selves. Um, in that, it is truly honorable to say if I were to win this competition and become one of Marang's participants, it would truly be an honor and try to spread my word and what I've learned with other people in trying to understand the literature behind other works like Pride and Prejudice. With that, I hope everyone I hope everyone got I hope everyone understand what I tried to explain and portray. I hope everyone, especially judges, have a very nice day. And I think that is all for my book um, explanation. That's
Okay,
it.
thank you very much, Sophia, right?